What's going on, y'all? St. Pipe here. How y'all doing? Black Native. I know y'all doing good. I know y'all got a good life going for y'all. I know y'all got things going y'all way. I just want to help y'all out, okay? So listen up. This video is going to be quick. I'm just going to share some light on the walls, right? The wall, the border, the Great Wall that Trump talking about. Now, this is not a political video. This is not me picking sides. I don't care either way because I see the big picture. And certain things is going to happen in order for Yahawah's prophecy to be fulfilled. And that's the only thing that's important. So get your own ego and your own little thing out the way, all right? All right, let's get it. So I'm going to use the Bible, y'all. I love the Bible. I'm not what you may consider a Christian. I don't go to church regularly. I tithe in different ways that people may not appreciate, but I am Christ-like, and that's what's important, right? 144, we won't be ignored. All right, so what I'm saying is, in Proverbs, I think it's Proverbs 17, where it talks about how, he who builds a great wall and puts basically all his trust into it, he's going to invite destruction. So when you build up these big walls, you invite destruction. So I'm going to break that down, all right, in a little bit. But when you build these great walls up, you are actually inviting destruction. Because when you build it up and you put your trust in it, you're supposed to have your trust in Yahawah. That's called faith. So you're supposed to have your trust in Yahawah, right? I'm going to go to another message because I know a lot of people, know the Bible. So if you go to, I think it's Proverbs 25, it's actually saying that he who doesn't have self-control is like a city without walls, right? So I'm gonna share some light on that for everybody, all right? But I'm relating this back to the United States border, and basically any country, anybody that's got these walls up. It could be micro, it could be macro, macro, small, big, all right? It works on every level because it's universal. It's a truth. So it doesn't depend on situation. It's always going to be the same. All right? That's the beauty of Yahawah. That's the beauty of the law. So when we go to Proverbs 17, the first thing it says is, he who builds up a great wall and put his trust in those walls, he invites destruction. All right, so when you look at this, you can see that a wall is a physical thing, but how many of y'all know that it's also a metaphysical thing? I'm not just a physical person. I'm a spiritual and metaphysical energy. That's what I am, right? So just like that wall. So when you put that wall up, your intention is to keep things out. So you pushing. It's a push. It's a push, y'all. So you pushing. Metaphysically and energetically, we know all actions, deserve an equal and opposite reaction, right? So if we pushing out, then we also pulling in. That's just facts. That's not something I don't believe that's debatable. So we pushing out with these walls, therefore we are actually pulling, attracting things to us, right? Things are going to come towards us because we're actually trying to actively keep them out, and we trusting in it. Our intent, all of that is in that. It's not in that things will just go away. We putting our energy in that wall. And the wall is actually not just on its own energy at that point. It's using our energy because we trusting in it and depending on it to keep people out. So that's a whole lot of energy going into pushing. So that means it's going to be a whole lot of energy going into pulling in. You see what I'm saying? So when we push people out, we are actually inviting them more instead of letting them go. Instead of, letting this happen the regular way. You can build walls, but you want to have your trust in Yahawah. You don't want to put your trust in that wall. But on the other hand, you don't want to not have a wall. You see what I'm saying? Because it says we won't have basically no self-control, no protection. Our city, our nation would just be ran crazy. So you want to have, it's going to be out of order. Your walls is your boundaries. That's your order. That's your physical representation of discretion. And if this nation is a body, then that discretion is very important Discretion is also in Proverbs. Proverbs is a book of wise people. You read Proverbs when you want knowledge, wisdom, understanding, discernment, when you want prudence, when you gain in all of these things in order to better yourself. So if the book of Proverbs is saying build a wall but don't put your trust in it, I believe that's what we should do. It was written by very wise people. All right, so that's what I got on it, y'all. It's a metaphysical thing, you know. We don't want the energy just to flow and sweep through our city and people come in, random people. I get that. I very much so understand that. And, you know, because I understand what it's doing energetically and what Yahawah is saying, because I understand it, I believe we should manipulate it differently. You know, President Trump, you know, if you see this, I don't know if you will, but whoever, you know, in your own life, man, people got walls around their hearts and they keeping people out, and that's why everybody keep coming in and breaking your heart. You don't want no relationships, you don't want nothing, and that's all you're attracting. You know what I'm saying? Because you got this wall up, you put all your love into that wall, all your energy into that wall. So that's a lot of energy pushing people out. Of course you're gonna be attracting them in. That's just facts. That's how energy works. So that's what God meant by that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what God meant by that. You know, he said it in a regular way, but this works on a whole nother level. Just because I tell you 2 + 2 don't mean there's something deeper behind it. You know what I'm saying? Energetically, we want to have our walls up, have our boundaries, but trust in Yahawah to keep us safe, keep us protected, watching over us. I believe that's what that means. We want to have a good environment. We want to have discretion, but we can't put our trust and all our energy into these physical things. You know what I'm saying? It's Yahawah that got us at the end of the day, and that's what it's really about. So right now, with Trump doing that, y'all, I believe that we are a little imbalanced. We're not in the perfect place. We don't trust God. We taking guys out of the school. We taking Yahawah out of business. We taking Yahawah out of everything. You know what I'm saying? If somebody say push a little lady down on YouTube and you'll get a million, like, people do the craziest things these days. We don't have the right amount of trust in Yahawah anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that's a whole nationwide thing. That's a crisis that we could fix easily. Trust Yahawah. It's not that hard. You know what I'm saying? Get a relationship, understand what he all about, which I hope you understand what you're designed to do, and then boom, we right back in a pocket. You want to be in your pocket. You want to be in the zone. You know what I'm saying? But we're a little bit out of balance. We're inviting destruction. We got the coronavirus. We got this country. We're supposed to be, you know, something about war. I don't know, man, but we really worried about the outside, but it's the inside. We stuck in here, man. That's another thing I wanted to say. Who says the wall is to keep people out this time? Maybe the wall also keeps us in, man. Think about that. The wall don't just keep people out, it keep us in. They got a travel bans that's being practiced. They got all kinds of things that's being implemented into everyday life now. All kinds of things that's being implemented. Curfews coming. Who said the wall was for that? You know what I'm saying? If the wall was made to keep us in, why you think people want to leave so much? It's about the intent. It's about the energy, man. If he put up the wall in order to keep us in, then he also put up the wall in order to that's making us want to get out. You see what I'm saying? So if he put up the wall to want to keep us in, that's what's making us want to get out. And if he put up the wall to make us want to keep people out, that's what's making them want to come in. And it's all energetic. That's not an opinion. That's metaphysics. That's energy. That's energy. That's energy. And if you don't understand what intent and motivation have to do with it, I've made a video in the past. Go check it out, man. It ain't too long. But this video is for people who want to have a little more insight on a wall. It's bigger than Trump. It's bigger than Democrats and Republicans. It's bigger than Hispanic descent. It's bigger than America. It's bigger than this. It's bigger, man. It's huge. It's bigger. It's bigger, y'all. I want y'all to see that. I'm not going to give y'all everything. But look, man, the wall might be keeping us in rather than keeping people out. And whatever the wall is supposed to be doing, people going to want to do the opposite if you put your trust into that wall. If you put the trust into Yahawah, you should be straight. All right? You can have a wall, but God is what actually keeps you safe. Don't put your energy into that wall. I broke it down already, y'all. I love y'all. This is your black native, you know what I'm saying? Say a quick prayer. Thank you, Yahawah, for all that I can do. I pray that everybody who sees this video at least learns something. I'm not here to persuade. I'm not here to convince. I'm just here to enlighten. This is bigger than us, Yahawah. Your perspective is the only perspective that we need. A divine perspective will heal a lot and help us out. So I'm thanking you right now in advance for that divine perspective. Not just coming to me, but to a lot of people. Not just coming through me and through the messages you give me, but through others and the messages you give them. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Yahawah. I love you. Peace.